highlight the whole thing in yellow so I know what the original test is, and then I start going through it and going, hey, I like this problem. I'm just gonna change the numbers. This was a really horrible problem, I'm just gonna throw it out. This one, I like the idea, but it's a little bit off, so let me change it around a little bit. And then the other place I get new blood into test is, I was watching something on TV yesterday and thought that might make an interesting problem. So that's how I make my tests.
Anything we can do to improve your mood, they are
The antidepressant's probably doing well enough on that. And I also, pardon?
Hope that keeps on going.
Yeah, I do too. And also, early on, after 4.5 hours, I'd go, all right, we're done. I'm tired. It was an evening class at 10:30. If you were still working on it, yeah, it's just tough luck. I'm curious, on the quiz that you just did, how much of the time was staring at it? What percentage of the time was staring at it? Percentage of the time actually doing the written work?
I spent about 5 minutes trying to wrap my head around the ones we were trying to figure out their position of maximum, point in time of maximum acceleration and velocity, and then trying to work that out. Because I just forgot.
I was going in there.
I just forgot that it's like sine equal pi over 2 and sine equal 3 pi over 2 instead of, and I knew there was something I was forgetting.
Okay. So just a little bit of time in the thought process.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Okay.
I spent most of my time redoing them, trying to make sure I had the right answer.
Okay.
A lot of time just figuring out what to do and committing to it.
Okay. Because I find 251 students are more apt to stare at a problem for a half hour, not writing anything. 110 students, I don't know how to do this, they'll just move on. They're done pretty quickly. A lot of blanks.
Yeah, for a minute I felt bad. I was like, he's a big boy. You can call it whenever he wants to.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, I don't like the 4.5 hour tests, so just let you know.
Keep that in mind.
I've gotten better. Ms. Sasson gave me probably the best advice of, once you've written the test that you think's the right length, take a problem out. All right, so let's talk about due dates and things like that. Let's see if I can get this thing straightened out again. Oh.
Are we done with class for today?
No, I'm done with 4.
No.
So we need to establish master set 4. So today is the 7th, 6th.
6th.
Master set 4 due a week from today. Next Thursday. Next Wednesday. Today's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Despite what I keep saying. So 251, master set 4. All right. Chapter 3. Chapter 3 is basically vector manipulation. I'm going to say let's not do a quiz on that, but you are expected to know how to break a vector into components and so forth, and add vectors. I would say let's do the quiz on chapter 4. Any problem with it next Wednesday?
Wouldn't that be on a lab day? Is that a problem?
No. And then test 1A. Have I explained why it's called 1A? Originally, the first test was basically covered in what would be in this book, chapters 2 through 7. That seems to be a whole lot of material. It's basically setting up, it's the foundation for the rest of the course. And it was one test covering them both, all of that. And then when I sort of came to the realization that that was adding to the 4.5-hour tests, that I should probably break it up into 2 tests for historical reasons, because it was called test 1, and I've now broken it into 2 parts. That's why it's 1A and 1B. Test 1A is a full test. Test 1B is a full test. It's not 2 halves of one test. So 1A, 1B, test 3, test 4, whatever we get to, all those count the same. But if you're looking at the old test, if it says test 1, that's covering the material that's on your first test plus the material in the second test. If you see test 1A, that is just the stuff on the first test. Test 1B, just stuff on the second test. So, the test. I am thinking the 20th. That'll give the 18th if you have any last minute questions or near last minute questions.
And what chapters will that cover?
2 through 4.
Does that include chapter 3?
Yes.
Like there'll be vector problems,
Yes.
even though we haven't had a quiz on them?
Yes. All right, so we'll get rid of that. And on the day of the test, that's what we're doing that day. So if you finish the test in a half hour, you got a lot of free time. After this class, any of you have another class or a job or something that you have to get to?
No.
I'm not planning for the test to go longer than 3 hours or 2 hours and 50 minutes. But if it does, I'm just wondering who's getting screwed.
It's definitely something you'd want to talk to Osama about. He's I don't know if you know, he runs a construction company with his dad. He's very busy.
You said Osama?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thanks for the heads up. All right. Let's take a break. And when we come back, we're going to start on chapter 5, which really is the first physics. All the stuff we've done so far really is math.
It's going to be like more conceptual from here